Hello and welcome to Avalon. Thank you for joining me for this video on the current water signs energy during this solstice. And today we'll do current energies, guidance for dealing with these current energies, and an outcome, okay? Normally I do the regular Rider-Waite for the initial message at least, but today I'm really feeling, especially for you guys, I don't know why, this deck, which is the Psychic Tarot, I believe, and from pre-meditation and pre-shuffle and pre-read, what I'm feeling for you guys first is temperance, which refers to a sort of moderation of all things, a sort of blending of energies so that no one type of energy is far too prevalent or outweighing the others. So you can temper, say, your water energy with fire energy, I was just about to say. Temper your water energy with fire energy to sort of cool down the fire, dampen the fire, and heat up the water a bit, okay? Just to bring them into balance, all right? I'm also seeing strength, that there's a lot of strength stuff. What does that even mean? I think you're being tested through karmic people right now. A lot of people in your life are there for karmic reasons, right? So to teach you lessons. And that's requiring a lot of strength, because I believe that it's kind of really bugged you lately. Like, you've been really irritated by something someone's done, or felt attacked even by someone's fire, like by anger, passion, whatever it might be. And I also see that there's kind of a third eye chakra opening, I think, or at least a lot of activity in the third eye chakra for you guys. That is that chakra. I didn't think I'd be able to do this. That's that chakra. The third eye chakra is the number 6, okay? That's all about, the mental, the astral, the color purple or indigo. It's all, for me, it's visual, right? It's obviously it's your third eye, so it's the images you see in your mind that help you explain things that you can't explain without sort of tapping into that. I don't know what I'm saying. All right, let's just get into it, okay? So let's current energy for water signs during the solstice. God, universe, love, and light, guided angels, please guide me to give the perfect message for these water signs watching at this time. Water signs, current energy during the solstice. Water signs, current energy during the solstice. Water signs, current energy during the solstice. Okay. I'm going to get a few and then I'll read them. Water signs, current energy. Water signs, okay. So for the current energy that I'm getting here, first we have discontent and boredom. All right. This is the Four of Cups in tarot. Cups are the suit of water, which is you guys. Water, emotions, spirituality, subconscious. Oh, that was something else I was getting in the prelude, was the subconscious coming into awareness. Okay. Oh, which is exactly what I was just getting here. I just realized. Okay. So, in the tarot, when this is the Four of Cups, normally it is about not seeing the cup that's right in front of you, okay, the full cup. So it usually pictures somebody who doesn't notice that the universe is handing them a cup, okay? They're staring at the 3 empty cups they've got. So it's a feeling of being sort of unhappy or blind to what's right in front of you, okay? Like literally in this card, is kingdom come is right here. Literally right there for him, but he's turned away from it, right? Yeah, he's turned away from it. He's also kind of stuck in the lower chakras here, you can see, which is kind of, not, they aren't bad, but if you're stuck in them, that's not necessarily a good thing, right? It's all about survival, essentially. And the higher you go in the chakras, the sort of more spiritual you get, right? All right. Next, and for current energies, we have spiritual strength in reverse. Okay. Now, this is actually, it's supposed to correspond to the 9 of, is it? The 9 of Wands, which would be the wounded warrior. Okay. And the wounded warrior is exactly what it sounds like. It's somebody who has been through so much, so many battles, so much pain, all of that. And that's not necessarily physical, but still has more fight yet to do, and still has more fight left in them. You know, they're ready to go. It can sometimes mean you're like sort of on the defensive and everything, but it's funny that the Wounded Warrior card in this deck is spiritual strength, because it does take a lot of spiritual strength to be the Wounded Warrior, to have been hit sort of over and over and over and over again, and still keep fighting. That requires immense spiritual strength, okay? So what I get with that in reverse is that that's what you're looking for right now. You're sort of in the lack of spiritual strength, and I think it might be that you have been beat down quite a bit by one thing or another, but also that it partially you're lacking the spiritual strength because you're turned away from it. The universe is trying to hand you that spiritual strength, but there is, I'm going to say, part of your subconscious that doesn't, part of your subconscious that is leading you to turn away from what the universe is given. Now, that could be the correct part of your subconscious, or, you know, the instinctual, you know, well, no, forget that, but kind of what I mean is that it's all happening for a reason in that regard, all right? You've turned away from your kingdom come, but there might be a very good reason for that. You might be feeling very lacking in spiritual strength. You might be feeling you actually might be feeling very much out of your element right now. because I'm getting all this green heart healy stuff, and that's all related to the heart chakra, which is all related to emotions, okay? And spirituality, but emotions. And that's your realm. So I feel like you're feeling like a fish out of water. Pardon me. And then we have the fertility card again with that green heart chakra energy. And this is the Empress. The Empress is all four queens of the tarot rolled into one. She's all four suits. She's mastered them. She's long-term commitment. She's growth and creativity. All these beautiful, beautiful things that relate to the heart chakra. All right. That relate to the heart chakra. I was going to say, and the sacral chakra, but I didn't know why I was going to say that really. But now I see the sacral chakra relates to the element of water. And we have truth as well, which is actually the judgment card as well. And there's more of that purple third eye chakra stuff that I was seeing previously. All right, so what I'm getting is that you're not feeling in your element at all. You feel very much a fish out of water right now. That might mean you're heavily dealing with the physical realm, like lots of little nitty-gritty stuff that's going on that you're not getting to nourish yourself much. Or you might be... you might have been dealing a lot with mental stuff, whether that's like, intellectual work that you're doing, or the like, or it could be that you've been totally consumed with like your passions or anger, or your work, which is also the element of fire as well. Either way, you're not in your realm. And yeah, I'm going to say part of that is you, obviously, because there's free will. But I think part of it is a divine intervention. I think part of it is totally intentional, because this current energy, turning away, might be the absolute right thing for you to do when you're lacking this spiritual strength, right? And doing so, I think, is kind of turning you back around. It's going to turn you back towards your kingdom come here, the light. It's going to turn you back towards maybe the upper chakras, if that's where you need to put some focus. Again, which means spirituality and emotions and all that as well. But I think that this is happening so that you can get a second chance to do things differently. Let's move on to guidance for now, okay? God, universe, love, and light. Can we get guidance for water signs during this solstice in regards to the energies we've been reading? Okay? Can we get some guidance cards? Guidance, please. Guidance for water signs. Did I say earth signs? Uh-oh. Guidance for water signs during this solstice. Please, in regards to these energies of feeling sort of out in the cold a bit, of feeling weak, of feeling like maybe creativity is giving you a second chance. It's hard to tell. I don't know if those came up, which way they came up, so I'm putting them back. All right, some more guidance for water signs for the solstice energy of feeling depleted. Guidance for this water sign, solstice energy of feeling depleted and needing healing waters. That's hilarious. I'll explain why in a minute. And can I get another guidance energy, please? All right. Perfect. Okay. So we got prosperity begins, obstacles and challenges in reverse, and light right up. All right. So prosperity begins is a card I actually got in the pre-shuffle and the pre-read. And it's the Ace of Pentacles, okay? And the Ace of Pentacles is all about a gift, a 3D gift from the universe, whether that's improved health, improved finances, improved surroundings, anything you physically experience in the third dimension, okay? Oh, I'm just noticing there are butterflies all over this. Yeah, you seem to be... All right. The guidance in this card I'm getting, obviously, is to stay open to the possibilities. I know you feel depleted. I know you feel fruitless, sort of. Maybe that the efforts you've been putting into something have been fruitless. But you have to... There's a reason that that's felt that way, okay? You need to protect your roots, whatever that means for you. And certainly you need to water your roots. That's essentially, don't forget your basic energy. Don't forget how healing that your basic energy, that water energy is, okay? The emotional, the spiritual energy. Don't forget that, all right? Here is you turning away from the emotional energy. Here is you feeling depleted of that spiritual energy. Remember that you will bear these fruits when you protect your roots, okay? You will feel, okay, here we go. You will feel spiritually strong. You will feel less depleted when you look after your physical roots, okay? Oh, okay. What I'm seeing this as, like, look after your roots in the sense of, like, well, the water signs are your roots. Like, that is who you are, right? So remember your roots, but also, like, water your roots. Like, use your emotions, use your spiritual and your intuitive abilities. Let that nourish your physical life, okay? Yeah, that's what I'm getting. And you will bear these fruits, okay? You'll turn around, essentially, and see that you were a lot closer than you thought. The Five of Pentacles, if you're interested, I explained that a bit in the last video, the Earth Signs Solstice video. The Five of Pentacles typically has to do with, well, fives are like change, conflict, chaos, that sort of thing. And the Five of Pentacles has to do with, the sort of, the ascension lesson that we all deal with is of coming out of the cold. So the normal card, or the traditional card, has people on crutches outside of a lit church who are literally being kept out in the cold, okay? And what I'm getting what I got before in your current energy was that like you're kind of in that energy of feeling left out in the cold, right? Like you're asking for support, but you're not getting it, even though you are. You're just not really paying attention to it. It's very much that same energy of like, you think you're separated from God, you think you're separated from others, human beings, you think you're separated from source, whatever the case is, or the universe, but you're actually not, right? We are at all times connected with all things. And that's a big lesson for a lot of people to learn, is that you're actually not kept out in the cold. And the more that you think you are, the more you will be. The more you think you're not, the less you will feel that way, okay? So I do believe that this being in reverse is talking of that, okay? I think the guidance for you now is to remember that you are connected. You are absolutely connected. And that your feet are your wings, they will bring you places. I'm not sure where that came from, but it is what I am feeling. Oh, that's weird. Your feet are your wings, and they'll bring you places. And I was very much drawn to his feet in this card, because you see he's standing in the lower chakra as he's standing in the dark. And where you place your feet in this world obviously relates to where you're going, right? Where you intend to go. His toes are pointing. You learn in body language when people's toes point either to somebody or away from somebody, it means they either like them or they don't, or they want to go that way or they don't. And right now your toes are kind of pointed away from the light, away from the higher chakras, away from your essential vibration, maybe of the heart chakra, the sacral chakra. And your feet will carry you places, okay? So the guidance here is point your feet towards inclusion, like, instead of pointing your feet towards separation, point your compass towards like connection. That's and the last of the guidance cards is the light. This corresponds to the Sun card in tarot, which has a lot to do with many different things. It has to do with joy. It has to do with enlightenment. It has to do with literally the sun. I think there's a lot of different ways this could be interpreted, but the couple that are coming right off the bat is, first of all, we're talking about the solstice, which is literally the point of the year that is the most full of light, is the longest day of the year. And I feel like you are being reminded that in order to be in the light, you have to be in the light. I think you're being reminded that if what you want resides in the light, you can't face yourself into the darkness, okay? I think it's a reminder to literally go outside and absorb that solar energy, because it is very, very healing. Of course, protect your skin, your eyes, whatever you need. It corresponds to sort of the masculine principle, the active principle. So the moon card, which in this deck is called shadow, corresponds to the feminine principle, the darkness, okay? It's not because male are light and women are dark or anything like that. It's just polarities, okay? And also that women are the feminine is the receptive principle, and the masculine is the active or the projective sort of principle, right? Okay. So this is also a reminder to be active. Like, not, I think certainly exercise is important, but that's not what I meant. I meant active, like take action, right? Yes, take action. I was just thinking about this card again and just thinking that to remember that when obstacles are moved out of your way, it's important to take that time to take action, okay? I'm going to leave that as it is, actually, for the moment, and switch over and do this. Actually, what time are we at? Yeah. Let's do this. Can I please get some? Oh, okay. I had some outcome for water signs during this. Outcome of this energy for water signs during the solstice, please. Okay. Outcome for water signs. Oh. All right, I'm going to read the energies that came out of you, and then there's a bunch of cards because well, because I can. Because this is my channel, and I do what I want. So the first outcome card we got was the Empress, which is the equivalent of this card that we got at the beginning, okay? So the Empress, like I said, she is the Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups, and Queen of Pentacles, all rolled into one responsible, sexy adult, okay? She's long-term commitment. She's creativity, nourishment. She is a basic force of life, essentially. Okay. Then we got together, all three together, the Sun card again, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Four of Wands, which are all very, very positive cards. The Sun, like I was saying, active male principle, joy, beginnings. I forgot about that. New beginnings, movement forward, clarity, purity, confidence, strength. Wheel of Fortune is good luck. Upright, it's good luck. It's you sitting right there on top of the wheel. Of course, the wheel always keeps spinning, so there'll be a time again when you are under the wheel like this guy, but you're at the top, okay? And the Four of Wands. This is a celebration, a collaboration, a bringing together of homes, of people, of resources. It's a wonderful, balanced energy. Okay. So first things first, we've had the and we've got a couple more cards, but I'm gonna get into them in a minute. The Empress come in twice today. We've had the Sun card come in twice today, which is basically two feminine, two masculine principles. And then we've also got the Emperor, which again is like all four kings rolled into one, at the bottom of the deck. Okay. So what I'm understanding is that this whole journey we've been talking about, being bored or discontent with what's going on in your life at the moment and feeling just beyond spiritually, emotionally drained, okay? That's something that you're going through at this time in order to give you the oomph, the chance, and the drive to have this second chance at embodying, bringing in this feminine, creative, nourishing, jump-starting energy. Okay? The outcome of you nourishing your emotional and spiritual life by bringing some of that into your physical world, your physical life. Maybe start doing some spiritual practice if that helps. Maybe start practicing something that gives you joy emotionally. Like maybe practice, like I sing, for instance. It gives me immense emotional joy. And so that would be a way of bringing that side of yourself into your physical world. Remembering that you're not separate from the all that is this guidance energy here, right? So it's about how do I explain this? Right. So it's sort of this law of attraction, basically. So you're not separate from the all that is. You are not in separation from the energies that cause your life to be the way it is. You are an active participant in that. Sometimes we are a passive participant, but we're a participant in whether we feel connected to our world or disconnected, separate from, right? If our world makes us discontent and bored, it is partially because of something we're doing, right? I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because sometimes we do that for good reason, because we have to be bored with something in order to let go of it if it's not good for us, right? If the current world you're living in is quite dark, and you're bored of it, that's probably a good thing, right? Or if your current way of thinking is quite dark, or at least leaves you in the dark, as in leaves you in a feeling like you're separate from the rest or separate from the universe, then that's probably a good thing. You're moving out of separation and into the all that is, right? The all that is light and love, right? You're moving from the state of darkness and into the state of light, which is essentially the whole energy of the solstice. And what I'm getting with these guys together in the outcome, all right, is that the feminine energy, the divine feminine energy, the feminine principle is coming in. That might even mean darkness, right? That might mean a certain amount of lack is coming in to essentially show you how dark or separate you've been making yourself. And then this masculine energy is coming in. And it is essentially trying to be, there's a marriage, an equal balance, a marriage of the two that's happening for you. I think it's this sort of nurturing principle that's being sort of balanced and blended with an active drive for change, an active drive for something, drive for something new. And this is a beautiful setup of outcome cards, by the way. And I think that all of that is destined. All of this was supposed to happen, right? So don't blame yourself for being in a lack energy. Don't blame yourself for feeling spiritually weak or discontent or anything. Just focus on the good stuff. Focus on the guidance. Focus on bringing in and balancing out these energies. And I think that masculine energy, the drive, that is essentially coming in the active principle. I think there is a certain amount of feminine energy that's moving you to act, that is moving you to embody masculine energies. So you felt sort of ineffectual, and you're moving to bring in a gift of passion, desire, a career, motivation. This is it's like independence. It is financial, physical independence. Okay. All right. So that was a long one, guys. Sorry about that, but I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I hope it helped. It made sense to you. Yeah, and just remember to keep tuning in to your intuition. How are you feeling about the way you're thinking? All right? Like, are you... which way are your toes pointed? Let's just say that. Which way are your toes pointed? Are they pointed towards separation? Are they pointed towards connection? And, you know, are you watering? Are you remembering your essential element? You know, if you're feeling like a fish out of water, I think it's, you know, it is something, a divine intervention that was supposed to happen. But at the same time, if you're feeling like a fish out of water, you're the only one who can change that, okay? You're the only one who can change that. If you're feeling like a fish out of water, she just keeps coming up, then change that, okay? Nurture your emotional side and your physical world, your drive, your strength. Your strength will improve if you nurture your physical world with the element of water, essentially. Bring in some more of that intuition into your life, okay? Into practice, into consciousness. All right. Thanks again for joining me in Avalon, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.